I would say that I'm different from the hippies in that I would have a more radical political solution to the problems of this part of the century.
What we're doing now is talking about stuff that is really cutting edge and brand new.
We've been hearing that blockchain will be disruptive.
We as a community will figure out how to create some kind of representative ecosystem.
A rebellion, right? It was like, this is going to be looked at like, the French Revolution, something, like this kind of level of rebellion, because you're going after one of the big sovereignties of the state.
I see the blockchain movement as largely a reaction to the extreme concentration of power and wealth.
Being able to level the playing field and decrease concentrations of power, and
the idea that okay, we can't really impose on spending money because it's actually a form of speech.
If that's for real, that's the type of thing that could maybe form the future, financial system of the world.
Such a revolutionary idea, right? And when you have a revolution, I think everybody reads into it what they want to see.
But we're also dealing with a new world where you can share your insights.
I want to be part of this digital revolution.
For me, it was more of almost like a 60s kind of thing where you had guys that were largely a good group that were enjoying each other's company in this sort of clandestine world where drugs were involved and
dope and street sex.
The Silk Road caused a dramatic reduction in violence in the cities where it became popular.
Gosh, this could really make the world a better place.
Social change, like changing the way people do business and changing their workflow, but with technology, and it takes a lot of acceptance.
And we're in what I believe is the next phase of the major tech cycle. So 54 was the mainframe, 68 was the microchip, 82 was the personal computer, 96 was the internet, 2010 was the mobile net, or handheld supercomputers, and then 2024, okay, which is still 6 years from now, or 5 years from now, is the trust net, okay, the internet of value.
Some of the stuff that gives me the most hope in Western society that we can forge an alternative.
I love the fact that folks are able to control their banking or their own assets themselves.
In 2020, when the global debt bubble blows up, similar to 2002, I think that's when chaos will hit. I think that's when Bitcoin will really shine.
This guy was able to release Bitcoin and make a tremendous amount of value without a single drop of blood being shed.
The crypto revolution as a whole.
Who see themselves as the disruptors, the disintermediaries, the ones who are supposed to take down these old institutions and get rid of the regulatory model and basically transform this into a truly peer-to-peer system.
In the US, we can't really comprehend chaos, because we don't live it day to day.
None of us have had to worry about the complete devaluation of our life savings in currency. There are some people that live in some countries.
People were having their wealth confiscated by a dictator who had seized all the assets and devalued the currency. It's a dictator playbook. They went to Bitcoin, volumes went up, and it's actually been a great chaos hedge. So should we get the dictator playbook here, which
how likely do you think that is?
Pardon?
How likely do you think that is?
I actually think it's already starting.
We have a big trust deficit, and I don't think we would be up here on stage today had there not been a shock to the trust in the way the economy works.
I'm talking about the way it works. The elites of any society get the assets, and this goes back thousands of years to Greek and Roman times. They get the assets at the top, and then they devalue the currency.
There's no rules and enforcement.
And I think a lot of people are turned off from the political establishment because they don't see any hope for changing it.
Hike the planet! Hike the planet!
Shut up and get in the car!
Hike the planet! Hike the planet!
If your income isn't growing, you're having your wealth stolen, and it's going to the leveraged real estate players.
So this was a chance to break that up and give people an opportunity now to get access to wealth creation tools and to financially be free from that bondage of having to go to Bank of America.
I think one of the great things about this space is that it's really empowering the individuals. The democratization of finance is empowering to individual citizens. And
typically anything that's valuable, people try to gain control of it and exert their influence and power. But Bitcoin, being an agent of change, it should not be corrupted, and it showed that people can resist.
We want to disperse the power as much as possible so that no bad actors can take over the system.
When it comes to sound money, I believe that
the world will have access to a fair way to transact.
Bitcoin access or financial access as a fundamental right.
For those folks that are not believers, you got to start believing in this.
Hack the planet. Hack the planet!